Hello everybody, welcome back to our programming. Hi Alton, how are you?
I'm doing very well, how are you?
I'm really good. It's October and we're celebrating dolls and we're hanging out.
I love Halloween.
Yeah, I know. So for all of our friends out there, this is Alton Leg and this is your second official video with us.
It is.
Last year you came and visited us and we had a grand time, yes. And we had a lot of fun meeting you and learning all about your collecting.
Yeah, well, it's really fun to come here, so.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
But let's talk about your costume. I absolutely love it.
Well, thank you. My grandma made this. Thank you, Grandma.
So your grandma makes the best costumes.
She does. So yeah, I really like 1920s, like Halloween costumes and decorations and like the orange and black and everything. So that's why this is orange and black. It's kind of like a Halloween clown costume, like specifically Halloween themed, I guess. So yeah, my grandma made this, and also the collar broke a few days ago, and one of our friends, Amanda, was able to sew this for us, so also thank you, Amanda, if you're watching this. Yeah.
Well, it is adorable, and it looks just like a lot of the Halloween postcards and pictures that I have seen from the 1920s.
Yeah.
It's perfect for an antique doll shop that you are in right now.
I know, isn't it?
So I love it. I love it. So it's very
you.
great. So last time we did a video with you, you charmed everybody. Everybody thought you were just a fantastic person.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and you are. And I know that you really enjoyed doing that with your dad. And it's so great to have you back.
Well, thank you.
So we're going to ask you a couple questions about your collecting journey and also your YouTube channel, Timeless Toy Box.
Oh, yeah.
That is so cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I actually had to remake it because it got like shut down for fraud, which I couldn't really find.
Oh no.
I think it was because I don't know. It got shut down for fraud somehow. I looked through. I don't know why, but it was
funny.
fine because all the videos on it I didn't really like anyway. So I'm going to try to make better things and try to learn how to edit things, and I was filming a restoration on a doll I'm doing, which is definitely one of the best restorations I've done yet. We got all the marks off of this doll and repainted her and redid the hair and everything, and it looks really good. So hopefully that will be a good video for my first video on my remake of my YouTube channel. Yes.
It's a fresh start. Maybe it was the universe telling you.
That's what I was thinking, because I was actually pretty close to like just starting over anyways. I actually don't really mind.
Yeah, I totally get that. When I first started my videos to where they are today, you would know it was the same person, but that was basically it. So you evolve and you keep doing stuff. So that's good. And I'm very excited about the restoration videos.
Yes.
That's going to be cool.
And I got a large dollhouse, which I'm gonna try to like get weekly or monthly videos of like updates on building it, because I'm gonna try to make this dollhouse historically accurate to the 1890s, I think. So
fantastic.
That should be fun. I've always wanted a really cool dollhouse, so we're gonna build one.
That's if you want something and you can build it. I love when people do that. Ingenuity. You just you can't just go out and find it easily and you build it. That is so cool.
And I worked all summer for it, and it was definitely worth it. So yeah.
Right on. And you had a good summer?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I wanted to get this dollhouse so that I had a lot to do during the summer, because usually I kind of just sit there and like rot into the darkness. But I was able to, be able to do something cool this summer, and now I have a good project to work on.
Fantastic. Well, after this video, we're going to take Alton to the semis, the semi-trailers outside that are full of things that we need to get to someday. But as you get along in your restoration journey, would love to have you back. I know that you wanted to come over the summer. We were just so crazy with our boxes, but I know that you're eager to do some stuff. So let's chat about your collecting journey and where you've gone. I saw you over the summer at the Toy on Doll Super Show.
Oh, right, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really fun. So you're still on your path. You haven't stopped.
No.
Good.
I don't plan to stop because I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we. So you're in the right spot, and all the people watching, we're all in the same boat, so we understand. That's why we're having an online thing where we all get to gather together and talk about and enjoy the same stuff, because it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to start collecting dolls? Do you remember, not just dolls, but your collecting in general? When you first started, what was the thing that gravitated you? What was that first thing?
Well, when I was little, I never really I was one of those small children that was like, dolls are scary, but I do know that when I was like around 8 for Christmas, my grandma gave me all of her old Barbies, and I was like, this is so cool. So I researched them and I thought they were really cool, and I decided to like look into other like vintage dolls from that time period, and I found out about a lot of them. And then like as soon as I find out about one doll, I go on eBay and I'm like, oh darn, that one's hard to get, but I'll get it someday. And yeah, I have basically, yeah, it started from my grandma giving me her old dolls, and I was able to research and go on from there to like get interested in other types of dolls and things like that. And then like toys in general, like my dad has always really liked toys too, and he played with toys, and you know, he's enjoyed them. I guess I've been influenced to also, you know, really like toys because of that. And we've got like cool action figures from his generation and my mom's generation of like, I don't know how familiar a whole lot of people are, but like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and things like
for
that.
Sure.
So I've got lots of those too. And
right. So Alton, and he's from a family of collectors, and his dad loves to collect. He's wearing a Teenage Mutant, Paul's wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt, but his dad really liked it. And so I used to want to be April when I grew up. So we all love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
My dad does have a lot of good nerdy shirts. He's got like Popeye shirts and
love that.
Yeah, he's got really good shirts, so.
So can you tell us about a favorite doll that is in your collection that you have added since our last interview that is special to you?
Ooh, maybe like I got a Miss Revlon doll.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably the closest that I'll probably be able to get to like a Sissy, because those are harder to get. But I was able to find a Miss Revlon for a really cheap price at an antique store, and she's got like everything.
Sweet.
Not the original box, not that good, but she's got like all the pieces and accessories and like
fantastic.
Yeah, I definitely did well with her, because usually when I get a doll they're like pretty messed up.
Yeah,
so
well,
it was really fun to get one that
in good condition.
Yeah, that I'd been wanting, and that was in good condition for a cheap price, because I am alas still 13 and do not have a job yet. So
well, when you get one, you're gonna do great. So what is, I know that you gravitate towards vintage dolls, and I absolutely love that. What makes vintage dolls more interesting to you over modern dolls and stuff that's just coming out at Kmart all the time?
Well, for one thing, I really love history, and I feel like when you look at like any of the dolls in this room, it's kind of like a good example of what people dressed like in that time period and looked like and what the standards were. And also, like, I just feel like they're so much more interesting. And if you go to like a normal store nowadays, dolls are just like most of them are basically, to me, just seem like kind of like cheap little plastic people in very pink papery dresses.
Yes.
But I think it's really fun to look at the history of them.
Absolutely.
And I feel like every doll, from depending on what time period it is like a perfect little time capsule of what a person looked like in that time period.
I love that you said that. Dolls are such an amazing way to learn about history, to time travel, to see what people wore in other countries. We're just turning around right here, and we can see the different eras. And we have a German child. We have this is a modern doll, but she reflects a beautiful African outfit and theme, and her hair. It's just, I love what you said about that, and we're all nodding our heads because we completely agree. It's just an amazing way to experience the world. Dolls really are.
Definitely.
Yeah, they are a reflection of the past, and for a lot of us too, they're a reflection of how we would want to be maybe in another life or something.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's good. How do you decide which dolls to add to your collection? Do you have a specific era that you're drawn to, or do you just look at it and know?
I mean, I probably prefer the 1950s for like most dolls I have, but usually the way I find out about a doll is I'm looking for another doll, and then I happen to come across like something on the internet of like this other doll, and I'm like, oh my god, I just found out about this doll, and now I need this doll.
Right.
That happened with like Jean Marshall dolls. I found out about those, and that's like, they're like perfect like vintage styles, and I was like, oh my god, I need one of these.
They are good, right? Do you have one?
I did get one, yeah.
Good.
Her arm fell off, but I've glued it back on.
Okay, so
good.
she's on the way. Jean's a really fun doll. She was a film star, and she has great style.
I watch a lot of old movies, like old Hollywood movies, and I think they did a really good job at that. Yeah, I watch a bunch of like movies from like 30s, 40s, 50s because I just love them. A lot of other people are like, but they're black and white. How is that bearable? And I'm
we love that about you. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is
Thank
so
you.
cool. Yeah, it is very, very cool. So what is the most interesting thing that you've learned about dolls? This is kind of a broad question, but one of the interesting things that you've learned about dolls in your collecting journey. Can you think of a specific lesson that you learned or something that took you down a rabbit hole that was really cool when you were collecting any of your dolls?
I think that a lot of stories of like people making dolls is really cool.
Yes,
like
for sure.
Like the stories of like Madame Alexander making her dolls and everything that she did is really cool, and how
Yes.
she like, you know, was able to do that. And I think I also learned a bit about Ginny dolls and the maker of Ginny dolls, I think.
Yes, the makers
Yeah.
of the dolls is a fascinating
Yeah.
history to go down just on its own.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because a lot of them, I feel like we're able to like build up from not a whole lot of things
Yes.
to be able to have this giant array of dolls that people love, and
Totally, a lot of
really cool.
Absolutely, and a lot of the women that were doll makers have incredible success stories
Yeah.
where they were just trying to support their family, or maybe a lot of them had a lot of children, and they were trying to just do what they could do, and then it turned out to be a big success for them, which
Yeah.
that is something we can all look up to. Is you started, I think the best creativity comes from limitations. And so when
Yeah.
people start with very little and then they can create and do something, that is so neat.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah,
I
me
think,
too.
Yeah, Madame Alexander is a very good example of that because I think she started her company in 1923, and yeah, I feel like she probably was not in a position. Obviously, in 1923, I don't think like women could even own land yet. They might have been. I don't think they could. But anyways, I
Right.
think it's really impressive that she
Right.
was able to build up this entire company and like.
That's still
Start
in
all of that.
operation today. And
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and she did fashion like no other for sure. So what do you enjoy most about being part of the doll collecting community? I know probably where you live, is there any doll shops? Are we the closest one, or?
Yeah, you're probably the closest one. I've been to a few, but you kind of have to drive a bit. I mean, there's not a whole lot of stores that I have found that are like doll specific.
Yeah.
Usually they're just antique stores, but I still love going to antique stores because, I mean...
History.
History. And I really love that stuff. Like, I love like old radios and record players and televisions and really cool stuff. Yeah, I want to get an old record player radio, but they take up a lot of room, but...
They do. They're like, I don't know, they're pretty big. We used to have one of those big phonographs that have the big
yeah,
tube.
I love those.
Yeah, I think we still actually, we might have it somewhere.
In the
If I
shelves.
find it, then it'll be part of our next meeting. So
fun.
so we talked a little bit about your YouTube channel, which is now starting fresh because
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
controversy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but yeah, they said that it got canceled for fraud. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
what did I
okay.
do?
It's not even people that are looking at it. It's a lot of AI, I think,
Yeah.
that looks at it and just marks you for not even anything that you did. It happens. It has happened to me.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
don't worry about that.
It lets you know that you do have to be like pretty careful about.
Oh my
what
gosh,
you do,
they
so.
will flag you for music, for so many things. So you do have to be careful. But if it's original content, which you're going to be doing, you're usually pretty good. So we are excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some ideas in the pipeline of what you want to do with your YouTube channel?
Well, I said like that I was going to be building like a dollhouse, and I kind of wanted to make like a series out of that. So that'd be cool if I was able to like make that come to fruition. I
Yeah,
guess.
that would be cool.
Yes, that would be really cool. And yeah, other than that, I'm probably going to do more like restorations because my original videos were like, look at this doll.
Right.
But I mean, that's not very interesting. You should, be doing something with the doll. So I'll try doing that. I know that I also make like stop motions and things, so I don't know, maybe I could
That's
try
fun,
that.
too.
That'd be fun. So yeah, I have a lot of different ideas of things I'll do, but it'll probably be along the lines of like projects with dolls or
Right.
with miniatures and things like that.
It's a lot of trial and error when it comes to finding your niche on YouTube and the kind of content that you enjoy doing that also other people enjoy seeing,
Yeah.
so you can get more subscribers to have more people see your content.
Yeah.
But what I know about you is that you are very good in front of the camera, you're very well spoken, and people love to hear what you have to say. So
thank
maybe
you.
in future videos, you'll be in front of the camera and you talk about your latest finds.
I mean, I
and your
could
latest
probably
things
do
you're
that. I
doing.
could try.
Yeah, it can be like a vlog. Sometimes I just do that. I fire up the camera and I just talk about whatever's going on in my life and my dolls and all that. And because
Yeah.
people like following you. It's not just the dolls. They like that, but they like you. And they like me. I think.
Hopefully.
But that's really what it is. So I'm just encouraging you to get in front of the camera too, and you can share your story as much as you feel comfortable. Also, miniatures are very popular on YouTube too.
I love miniatures.
Miniatures, yeah. People love that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna put the link to Alton's channel in this video so you can see it at Timeless Toy Box and give him a follow.
I'll probably have a few videos out by then. So.
Yes. By the time this airs, you'll have a couple of them up.
I should.
Maybe restorations from what we're gonna do today.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be fun.
So in our next video, we are gonna take a deep dive into one of our semi-trailers, and Alton is going to help me triage some of the boxes of dolls that we have that are, we don't go into the dolls are haunted thing, but I will be the first to say that some dolls, they do look scary when their head is melted off, or their eyes are gone, or
But you know, you just
and
have
it's
to
Halloween
restore
right
them.
now. Yes, you just have to restore them.
And then they look lovely.
And then if you're skilled, for sure, they look lovely. But we don't do a whole lot of that around here, so that's why I'm excited to look at these, and maybe you can give us some pointers of what can be done, and hopefully you can take some home and put them on, and if you can do the restoration, we can watch the restoration on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
How exciting.
Well, this was fun.
It has been.
So this is Alton Leg, and we are gonna have our deep dive into the semis next, but thank you for chatting with us about your collecting journey, and also dressing up because it's Halloween time and we're making it festive.
Yeah.
All right.
The best.
Always the best. We'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.